Yo, it's your man with the plan, Marx and Lars here. Here doing a 2025 Gotcha Game tier list. I am not proud to say that I have played a decent amount of Gotcha games, or at least tried them out this year. And I kind of want to rank them for once, because hopefully I don't keep on adding stuff to my docket and deleting and adding games to my docket. But I feel like since I had a good, healthy mix of games to judge this year, I feel like I have a good standing here. So I kind of organized the ones I played this year on the very top of the list. The rest, once I get to a certain point, I'll stop right then and there. But until then, we're going to be ranking each one of them, and I'm going to give you a quick summary on why I ranked them there, and if you should play the game. If you're into gacha games, I would never recommend a gacha game to anybody. But if you were to play one, I'll give you where they're at, where they're going, and how I feel about them. Alrighty, so first to start off, we got Brown Dust 2. So this is I would say this is one of the two most goonery official gacha games I've ever played. And honestly, I don't spend that much money on this. I'm very much free to play for the most part on this game. I probably like $10 when it first came out, when I first started playing. Sorry, I would put this in a nice healthy B tier. The gameplay is okay. I feel like it could be a little bit more dynamic. The art is beautiful. Like, I would say the art and the free to play aspect of Brown Dust 2. And if you're a gooner, I hate the general term used, gooner, but if you are a quote unquote gooner, it is a decent game to play. It would be my first choice of game to play for you. I would not say it is. It's okay. It's okay. It's alright. It's alright. It's definitely something I open up every once in a while, just because you get so much free shit. All right, Chaos Zero Nightmare. So this is something I started playing about, as the time I'm recording this, it's January 1st. This is something I played for a month now. And I have to put this in S tier. This is a new gacha game. I think it relatively came out a few months ago, maybe like October, September. I can't remember. But I think for what it is, it's very, very, very good. My only complaint is I feel like things are busted a little too early. There's a lot of characters that have things that just flow way too well. And I hear they're rebalancing the game from what I saw, but there's a lot of busted crap in the game. But honestly, it's kind of a waifu game, kind of not. But I think it might be leaning towards it. I think there was an incident to where it might be leaning more towards the waifu girly stuff. So if you don't like the waifu stuff, it definitely is going to probably steer towards that a little bit more. It does have some sexual undertones, just to let you guys know. But I think it's nice for free to play. It uses the same monetization scheme as Genshin. I think it's great. I think it's a great game. I think it needs some tweaking, and I think it'll be an SS tier this year. I definitely have spent money on this game. It's that good. When the game's good, I spend a lot of money. If the game is for me, I spend a lot of money. Genshin Impact. So, for those who don't know, I've always probably put Genshin in the higher tiers. And honestly, this year is no different. It's always hard for me here, because I'm not saying Genshin is perfect, but it's the improvements that it does make. Last year, I can't remember where I put it, but I think I put it somewhere like in the equivalent of the S tier, because they always take one step forward and two steps back. But I feel like lately, a lot of the steps forward have been a lot stronger, if that makes sense. And I've liked where the story is going. I like Natlin, the end of Natlin. I like the Natlin characters. I mean, people complain about the melanin in the characters, but to me, if you know anything about any anime or Asian games, that's the most melanin I've ever seen in my life, as somebody who is melanated themselves. But I want to put in S tier, but at the same time, I think for the improvements that Genshin has finally put in there, I want to put an SS. So I'm going to put an SS for now. I might move it down, but I think SS for Genshin right now. Honkai Star Rail. This one has dropped for me a little bit because I really like Honkai Star Rail. I really like Honkai Star Rail, but it's always been the battle system always needed more to it, in my opinion. I've always said that back in the past, but I feel like what they did with Amphorius pissed me off a little bit because I feel like they just went all in on story, and the story was good, but it was like 8 out of 10 good, 8.5 out of 10 good. They sacrificed a lot of stuff for the story. I feel like there's not a lot of events. The power creep is ridiculous. It's not as free to play, even though you get a lot more pulls than you do in like Genshin Impact. The how long your characters last when it comes to pull value is just abysmal. But at the same time, the story was good enough to excuse some of it. But if it continues, it will be a problem for me. So I love finding. I love the characters we got. I feel like. I feel like for a game that's about space, I feel like there should be more variety in characters by now. I feel like everyone's pale, cute, and skinny, and boobalicious. So I'll put it in A for now. It might be a B tier, but I think I'll put it in A for now. It's definitely have gone down a little bit in value for me. I still open it, I still play it, but my motivation for it is way lower. Infinity Nikki. So this is a game I did try out and I played for just a little bit on and off just to see what it was about. And honestly, I did not like it. And then I heard about all the stuff they did. They did some Gotcha game sins about this game. Like if you just know the news by itself, I have to say this is our first D tier. It was interesting content. It'd probably be in a B or C tier if they didn't mess with the game as much, but this more and more as the game came out, more and more news came out, and it just bummed me out. It bummed me out even looking at this game. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, so I have to put it in the B tier. I mean, sorry, D tier. It's just not for me right now. Nikkei. Okay, Nikkei is an interesting one for me because I love the story and the character designs, and I love everything about it. But God, for what you get, the amount of money you have to put in this game and what you have to get, the skins that you really want are $60, and you have the gotcha in this gotcha too. On top of it, I don't feel like the gameplay has been as engaging to me. I don't feel like there hasn't been enough variety in character kits to where I feel like the game has been engaging. But the stories, when I do log in, are amazing. I still need to catch up on the main story, but like just all the stories I come in for is great. But I would say the core gameplay is what like it needs to be refreshed a little bit for me. It's not bad, but I don't think I ever hear anyone talk about the gameplay that much, honestly. But I love everything else about it. And I want to put it higher, but it's A. It's an A for me. It's an A. I would say it's about the same with Star Rail. Great everything, but it's missing some major things for me right now. On Persona 5, The Phantom's X. This game's in an interesting position for me. I like it. I really do. I really like it. But the start of it was rough. It was rough. And I still think for PC it has some flaws to it. The controller scheme when you use controller is a little rough. I believe it feels like when they do have stuff from Persona 5, I feel like it's very light, like the really impressive stuff, like the duck and cover system from Persona 5, the original. I feel like it only has a duck and cover system for half of the spots that it should, and when it does, there's a lot of times when they bring in previous palaces from the original game, they have almost all their duck and cover spots. But honestly, not all. Sorry, they don't have all of them, but they have a lot more than the main game has. So it almost seems like it's a thing where they don't put. There's some things missing in this game that make it as good as a 5 game outside of it being gacha. I have to put it in S tier though, just because they have made big improvements after the community has beat the hell out of them for it. And I do spend money on this game. I do like this game. I spent probably a good chunk for how long it's been out. But I like it. I like it a lot. Do I recommend it for a gacha game? It depends. I always recommend you play the original Persona 5 first in Royale and the spin-offs first. Once you kind of if you're a Persona fan like that, then I would recommend you play this game if you're into gacha games anyway already. If you're already putting money into it. Pokemon Pocket. Oh man, me and my loved ones love me some Pokemon Pocket. But I gotta say, since it's been out, they haven't done much with it. It's exactly the same as it has been for the most part. They made some improvements with new modes, new ideas outside of trading, which was it hasn't done much with his ideas. It's good, it's fun. I open it up and play it sometimes, but I'll have to put it in A tier because it's still just Pokemon Pocket. You know, just with the card game, you can only do so much. But I don't know. I just feel like for all the money they rake in, they still put the bare minimum effort into it. You know, this is how I feel. Snowbreak. So Snowbreak is an interesting one for me because I really love the costumes, and I do put money in this game. I really love the costumes. I really love how the characters look. I do feel like it's a little bit, it gets a little sloppy when it comes to like the waifu stuff. It's almost like it's toting that line of like of a off-brand anime game. But it doesn't want to get there. But the gameplay is fire. I feel like the enemies are a little too weak for some of the kits that the characters get, because I have almost every character in this game. You know, God bless. But it's in the story is good, but from what I remember, at least the story part of the story I was in, is written like a college essay. It's just like if you don't have a high reading level in your language that it supports, bro, you're screwed. But I really like it. I'm trying to decide between A or B because I really like it, but I feel like it doesn't grab my attention as much as it should. I'll put it in B for now. Withering Waves. Ooh. It's either next again. It's either SS. It might be, if it is an SS, it's low SS. Because I have a few problems with Withering Waves. I think it's so good. I think it's in the same tier as Genshin in some ways. But the problem is I'll put it here while I'm talking. The problem is that the writing for it bothers me a little bit. They don't treat the characters with the kind of respect I like. I'm not saying because they're waifu slop or anything. You know, like people are like, oh, it's waifu. Oh, the waifu. Da, 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 da. You know, it's not that. It's just, it's missing. I feel like conclusions to certain questions and starts of quests start so abruptly and inabruptly. I think I just played through the 3.0 quest, and there's this character named Chiso. They introduced her the previous quest, and I didn't record anything. I didn't stream it, but I was going through the quest, and I was like, they ended Chisa's, at least from what we know so far, they ended Chisa's conflict that we spent in the previous quest where she was introduced in like we had a 5-hour quest with Chisa, and they ended it within like the first like 20 minutes of the new quest with the optional dialogue, and she just tells you that she got it solved, and I'm just like, what the heck? What did they do that for? Why did they do that with Chisa's quest? They just kind of like I don't know. It just I don't like how they handle their characters sometimes. Like they have good middle dialogue, and also they kind of talk on riddles a little bit. And they do that in Genshin and Honkai Star Rail as well. But I feel like it's really bad with Wuwa. And then my third criticism out of everything that's good, bad first, is I feel like the optimization of the game is still not good. I play on PlayStation Pro. Because my PC can't handle it. It's the only game I have that my PC can't handle. And I don't know what's wrong with it. It just doesn't work the way it's supposed to for me. So and even my PS5 Pro, it messed it up. Actually, this game was what messed up my original PS5. My PS5 messed up because of this game originally. I don't know why or how. I think it's because it took it too far with how it switches the game. But this game is not that labor intensive. I don't care how like impressive the graphics are. You don't see the pores on these anime characters. I don't know what's wrong with the optimization. But outside of all those complaints, I love the combat system. I love how the characters flow together. I do wish that when it comes to buffing characters, the buffs were a little bit more obvious on how the buffs work for your character. But I think overall the visuals of a lot of the characters have improved. I think a lot of things have improved for me. But those first two things bother me so much, and they've been bothering me as time goes on. But it's not enough for me to drop it again. Actually, I love it still. I love it. I still got all the characters and most of their weapons. You know, God bless, as they say. But it's just that bothers me greatly with the game. But I think it's got his flowers by now. I still think, especially if they address those two things, I think I would put it in SS tier. You know what? For the flaws it has, I do enjoy it. But I'll put it in high. I'll put it in high S tier. I might reorganize this. But I put it in high S tier. And also I'm moving Pokemon Pocket over in the K right here. Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. So this is going to be a hard one because it's a card game that I've been playing since day one it came out in America. And it's a gacha. It's a quote-unquote gacha game, but most, fun fact, people don't know this, most trading card games are gacha games. But they're physical. But you pull for things that you want out of a certain set. And the set is limited, it leaves the store, and it gets more expensive as it comes back. It's a gacha game. But Master Duel has the same problem Pokemon Pocket has, but it's less. It's hard to justify it like Pokemon Pocket, in my opinion. The game, and it doesn't help that the game itself has become a little bit more complicated. I feel like Yu-Gi-Oh! Itself has been lost in the sauce for a while. I feel like they make more archetypes and more like play styles. And honestly, I feel like they should just play into a lot of their archetypes more than just making new ones. I feel like they just make too many new archetypes. It's hard to keep up with it. Like, you want to play, you know, that Black Winged, or I guess somebody who's watching this that makes more sense, like a Dark Magician or a Blue Eyes White Dragon deck. Dark Magician is very spell and trap heavy. Dark Magician knows how to activate those spell and traps, and you bring Dark Magician back over and over and over again. But then you get 31 different types of like different meta types, and you're just sitting here like, well, I just know how Dark Magician, Blue Eyes, and all the like core ones work. I think they do need to put some more effort into the game itself, but I feel like Master Duel has the same problem with Pokemon Pocket. They do a little bit more than Pokemon Pocket, I gotta say. So it's a little bit more impressive, but lately it's kind of gone down a little bit. I feel like it's still the best way to play Yu-Gi-Oh! From long distance, but I feel like it's lost a lot of its sauce. A lot of it. So I'll put it here for now. In B tier. Zenless Zone Zero. I have to say, I have to put this over Genshin. I feel like the only things that the story has been I feel like they rushed the story. This is my number one criticism of Zenless Zone Zero. I found everything that's wrong with it. The story problem is my problem. I feel like since 2.0, they killed off or moved or like removed almost every single major villain. I feel like every major villain that they built up has already been solved. You're just like, oh my god, there's a lot of issues that are still out there. There's a lot of lore that they still need to go through. But a lot of those people who are headaches since the first chapter of the game, they've already had somewhat of a conclusion, or if they've already been revealed. And I feel like they go through their villains and their plot points a little too fast. But outside of that, the animation's godlike, the character design's godlike. I don't care what people say, the character design's all been godlike. I don't think there's been a single character design yet that I just like, ew, like I just didn't think it was charming. Now, for a game that's about street people, I kind of wish there were some more dark skinned characters other than Nekomata, but I saw Nakemata, just like every dark skinned character at Gacha game, Nekomata was like one of the least popular characters, and I was like, oh my god, never can win out here. So, you know, if I can get a character that ever looks like me right now, salute y'all. I will do what I can to see six that B, especially if she's a good kid. But yeah, Zenless Zone Zero has got to be my gacha game of the year. I loved it so much. So honestly, out of all these right here, I have to tell you, there is one more gacha game left that I want to talk about, and this is the one that won the game of the year this year. It is I can never say it. Masume Pretty Derby. And honestly, I get the hype behind this game. I do. I really, truly do. But for me personally, since this is my tier list, it's a C tier because I understand why, but there's some issues here. I don't like the monetization. So fun fact, Japanese monetization pisses me off when it comes to gacha games. It's the reason why I never played gacha games originally. Because they always do this thing where it's really high price to get the currency and really low chances to get the value, and it was time gated, especially for this game. And it's very common with Japanese games back in the day. I remember FGO used to be like that, but this reminds me of like an old school gacha game, maybe because it came around that time. I can't remember how old this game is, but you get like high pity. Most of the horse girls come out only for 3 weeks. You lose the pity after you put your tickets into it. You know, you don't have to get these every horse girl, but I like collecting characters. You can probably tell half of these games I got most of the characters in. You lose your pity. It's time gated. It's expensive. It just has a lot of things that I don't like about gacha games in it. And on top of it, I don't really find the gameplay loop that engaging for me. I don't know. It's just something about it doesn't grab me. But I understand why it does. But I don't like it like that. So it's going in C tier because I don't like it, but I understand why people like it. But yes, this is pretty much all of my tier list of gacha games I played this year or tried out. And I'm trying to see if there's anything I would put higher. I'm trying to decide Withering Waves. I think Withering Waves is fine for what it is, because I did have an issue or two with it, but I really liked it. The top is things that I just thoroughly enjoy. There's issues with them, but I love them, and I just thoroughly enjoy it. S tier is I love them. They do have one or two things that annoy me a little bit, but I really, really, really like it still. A is okay, there's some major issues, or there's some dead spots in the game that's come up, but I still F with it. Nikkei, I'm not playing as much. That's the only difference, is I'm not really playing as much. I kind of go in and out of this game, but I still respect it at an A tier for me. B tier is something I just kind of open and I mess around with when I have time. And C tier is something honestly, there's only one game there, but I like it, but it's just not for me. D, I genuinely think it's just bad. I think it's genuinely bad. And the only one there is Infinite Nikki, which is impressive. But yes, this is my tier list. Please tell me what you guys played and what you guys liked and what you agree with and you disagree with, and down below in the comments. And also, please, 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 this is just my personal opinion. This is about my enjoyment and what I like in a game. Don't take it as an attack on your game. I know how gacha game tribalism is. It's just how I feel. But yes, please tell me down below what you guys think, and I hope to see you guys next video in the stream. All right, everybody. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye.
What are you search for? Seen this before, like nothing but you're seeking imagination, pure illusion, escaping from the hole without a fame and fortune. Dream got so broken. Don't play the alpha to me. Another folder you go when you need escape.